Patella Publishing presents Sanders Starfish, written by 𝘕𝗓𝗓 Allred, narrated by James Davidson.
So the idea for Sanders Starfish came when I was 16 years old. I was reading an account found in the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And in this it says, "Why do people go insane? I put this question to the head physician of one of our most important psychiatric hospitals. The doctor who has received the highest honors and the most coveted awards for his knowledge on the subject told me frankly that he didn't know why people went insane. Nobody knew for sure, but he did say that many people who go insane find in insanity a feeling of importance that they were unable to achieve in the world of reality." So Carnegie goes on to explain that there is this woman at this psychiatric hospital, and he goes and talks to the physician there, and the physician shares this. He says, "Tragic, oh, I don't know. If I could stretch out my hand and restore this woman back to sanity, I wouldn't do it. She's much happier as she is." And as a 16-year-old, I was very disturbed by this, and I thought, is someone better off in the world they've created than reality? And this sparked the idea for Rebecca as a character in Sanders Starfish. And then I also had the idea of Dr. Landerson and Dr. John Sanders. So I went through this process of building out this book, and it took me over a decade to write. I did a lot of research. I met with a lot of experts in the industry. And as I was forming this book, I also put in it the theme of overcoming our fears. Since Rebecca had a lot of fears, I channeled also my own fears of becoming an author and worked that into the story. I was in my mid-20s when Sanders Starfish was published. It was my first novel. It had several flaws as I was still learning the craft, but I was very proud of it. And then during that time, I also had some ideas for an upcoming novel to go with it, which was Unauthored Letters, and that came out 10 years later. In Carnegie's book that I shared the account, that was published in 1936, which later was reprinted in 1981. And when I was doing my research for Sanders Starfish, I decided to place it in the 1990s because there was a lot of major shifts in the health insurance and going from public to private or vice versa. And so that was key in putting together the novel. There's been a lot of changes in the industry. It's a very difficult industry to work in, but very grateful to all those who help others in such a difficult time and dealing with some of the unfortunate events and terrible illnesses that take place in regards to mental health. When I penned this novel, it was published in 2004 with a mid-sized publisher, and then 10 years later, I got the rights back and I redid the novel in 2018, just changing some of the things that I wanted to polish up a bit, but for the most part, the story itself has remained intact. And so I hope you enjoy it. It's been a joy for me to create it and see it grow and see the response of readers throughout the world. And I'm really excited to get to make it as an audiobook now.